Lord, I give you so much thanks and praise for the lives of these young people within our midst. For you see, Lord, through the very lives that they lead, they share your light and your love within this world. Grant us, Lord, your presence. Allow your Spirit to open our hearts and our ears and our eyes to see your glory dwelling among us. In Jesus' name we pray these things. Amen. Now, one of the things all four of these people have in common is that they come to Friday evening game night, right? Yes. This is the easy part. Nod your heads, yes. Yes, yes, yes. One of the things that we do is something called a candle prayer. And when the candle comes to each one of them, they have a question that they're supposed to answer. So we're doing it a little bit backwards today. And as I give the candle to each one of these young people, the people surrounding them, or today I will call them their cloud of witness, is going to say one word to describe that person and how that person makes them feel. Okay? Can you do it? Yeah. All right, there we go. Just one word. Sister.
Happy, brave,
Play.
talented, jumpy.
Happy.
Very good. Now you can pass it. I lost it.
Kind.
Leader.
Talented. Outgoing.
Talented.
Very good. And Massimo.
Funny. Nice. Inventive.
Talented. Fun.
Very good. And Olivia.
Outgoing.
Talented.
Kind. Talented.
Talented. Shy.
Very good. All right, thank you. Thank you. You can return to your seats. You may not. See, now, don't tell anyone else, but you are my favorite confirmation class of all time. Don't tell anyone. Yeah. Now, the reason I wanted to start with that is to share with you that in our reading from 2 Thessalonians, they talked about how we already do things that are wonderful. Did you hear all those beautiful adjectives used to describe you? Were you paying attention to what they said, or were you too nervous? Yeah, they were sharing with you not only the things that you do in the world, but how you make them feel. And these are things that God wants us to always share in the world, but not just in limited ways, in ways that absolutely change the world around us. That's pretty cool, right? It's pretty scary, though, sometimes, too, don't you think? So I wanted to ask you, what do you think that you want to be when you grow up, Olivia? A cook? Okay. And Massimo, I know what you want to be. You want to be a music teacher, am I right? And Hannah, what would you like to be? You don't know yet. How about just a good person? Would that be good? And how about you, Hannah? A physical therapist or something with medical field. I think you'd be wonderful with that. You see, when you do those types of things, then whatever you're doing in this world can absolutely change the lives of the people around you. Sometimes I think when we heard in that scripture lesson from the gospel, we heard about Jesus talking to his original disciples, right? And they had spent the whole night up on this mountain. There were like 200 of them, I would imagine, up on top of this mountain, right? And the early morning, Jesus said, these 12 will be the 12 that I'm closest to. And they come down off the mountain. When they come down off the mountain, they get on an even place, kind of like where you're sitting now. And when they got here, all kinds of people came around to hear Jesus' words. And these words that we heard today are among Jesus' first words to this new community that was formed by Jesus. Did you pay attention? Did you hear any special words in what Jesus shared with them? Things like forgive others and then you'll be forgiven. Lend to others and then you'll receive more. Be gracious to others and you'll receive grace in return. These words aren't just words that are like stories or fantasy or fairy tale. These are words that you and I have to live by. Words that God hopes that you'll find and feel within a community so that together God's light and God's love will be shared in the world in incredibly powerful ways. Now, each one of you are a baptized child of God, right? You, Massimo, are a heavenly prince. You are a heavenly princess, and another princess, and another princess. And this is how God calls us to live in the world. To see each other as heavenly princes and princesses, and to treat the world as if everyone we meet in the world is in fact a heavenly prince or princess. Now, I wanted to just share with you some of my thoughts about all of you because, they were nice, right, when they talked. But here are some of Pastor Jerry's thoughts. You see, Hannah Bosco, the very first time that I remember spending time with you, I think you were yelling at Keegan, right? Who's a year or two older than you, right? And she was telling him to stop being a bully. That's my first recollection of you, right? And you have this ability to form words and to take an active role in your life that's really surprising for someone your age. And people will actually listen to you and they follow what you say. So my hope and prayer is that this is just the beginning and you'll keep doing that. And Olivia, you will have one of the gentlest spirits I've ever met. Olivia loves animals, right? Olivia loves to be with animals, and I would call you a horse whisperer, right? Or just an animal whisperer, but that translates into how you deal with other people. You see, you have this compassionate heart and this ability to see people in powerful ways and to actually lift them up and support them and encourage them. So I hope that you always carry that. And Hannah Nolan, my favorite of all, right? But don't tell anyone. Especially Jillian. Don't tell Jillian. This is our little game, right? But Hannah was one of the quietest people I've ever met, right? She didn't want to say anything to Pastor Jerry, let alone be seen by anyone. And now I can sometimes get her to stop talking. But she has this infectious ability to get people excited about things, right? The passion that you have for life and the honesty that comes from your mouth comes from the truth that's in your heart. And I would tell you to always trust what's in your heart, Hannah, because God gave you special wisdom to be able to discern things in life. And Massimo, someone actually took my favorite adjective to describe you, inventive, right? Massimo has this ability to take complex things and to make very beautiful, functional, simple things out of things that are very complex. And my guess is that's probably why you love music, right? The way you can do all these mechanical things and turn them into a beautiful sound, right? And probably you want to be able to touch people's lives with your music, right? And to share that with the world. And I would tell you that that is a great gift because God desires that we all proclaim the love of God through the way we live. So, what I wanted to do now is something very different. Not that this hasn't been different, right? But what I wanted to do is, inside our reading in 1 Thessalonians, it says that we urge you to do even more. And that we as a community of faith are called to walk with you as you continue to walk on your road of discipleship. And so I asked each of our confirmation students to share with me something they would like us to pray for them as they continue on in their lives. And so we're going to do that now. Let us pray. Gracious Lord, I give you thanks and praise for the light in the lives of each one of these young people. I pray, Lord, that for Hannah, that you would help guide her days and bring her to a place of higher education, that you would allow her, Lord, to have clarity of heart and mind in all her ways of discernment, and that in the end, Lord, that she would sense your glory in academics, in sports, and in life. And I pray, Lord, for Hannah Bosco, because, Lord, within her life, sports are a way that she shares her joy of life with others. Within her life, sports, Lord, are a way in which she shares your glory. Allow her, Lord, as she continues to grow in service to you and in service to this world, that her days would be filled with athletic feats, and that through the way that she plays and the way she lives, others would see your glory working within her life. And I pray, Lord, that your Spirit would be with Massimo as he continues on in his days, Lord. Allow him to sense your presence in the art of music. Allow him, Lord, to be consumed with music and to feel the need to share that with other children and young people in this world, that together they will lift their voices and their songs in praise and glory to you. And I pray, Lord, for Olivia, that in all of her days and in the days immediately ahead of her and in the days of her future, that she would find peace and contentment and be happy, that her days at school, Lord, would be filled with knowledge and wisdom, and that you would allow her to continue to discern your presence in the midst of the world around her. In Jesus' name, Lord, we pray all of these things. May your light, may your light always be reflected in our lives. Amen.